Hi, welcome to Simple Adventures. This is Nathan, this is George, and I'm Rick. Let's talk about things.
We got stuff. Yeah,
Yes.
stuff. What you been up to, George?
Mate, as usual, I have not been doing a lot apart from working. It's getting pretty boring, isn't it?
It is actually.
Yeah.
We need to get you out and about.
I know, I'm busy next weekend.
Oh.
Maybe the weekend after that.
Are you busy this weekend?
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah. Party on this weekend.
Oh. Party out.
Party out in Huntley.
Oh.
Yeah, that's
The RSA.
Oh.
that's rough.
Oh. Alright. Anyway. What have you been up to, Rick?
Me, I went shopping. I bought a shirt,
Your new shirt.
new shirt, fancy shirt.
We're going to have to get you into some other colours.
Well, I'm trying to branch out from my normal Hamilton colours, which is what, grey, black. That's pretty much it, isn't it? Hamilton grey and black.
He's got green. Hold on, I
Ugly,
don't know why, like, I just got to take my shoes off again.
Oh, jeez.
The jar, it's just... Alright,
So what have you been up to?
we went hiking.
Yes, that's right.
Oh, I did some outdoor stuff.
Oh wow!
Oh, actually.
We're going to actually talk about outdoor stuff and the current things we've done.
Yeah,
Hey.
well I've had a few outdoor trips. Anyway, we went somewhere new I've never been before, which is really good. We got lost on the way there, so we got lost in the car, which is a lot easier than getting lost on foot.
Yep.
So we were probably an hour and a half late getting there, and so we ended up having to walk in the dark to finish the hike, and we took like an hour longer than the sign.
Oh wow!
And I'd spoken to some people that have done it before, and they all said it takes longer than the sign says. But it puts you off, like, because generally most walks we do probably 25% quicker than the sign.
Yep.
So to actually go over the sign time makes you worry, like, have I gone the right way? Am I in the right place? But luckily, like, I had a GPS and a map, so it's the first time I've used GPS on a track. So, but what it does is it tells you how far along the track you are, and it gives you an idea. And you, especially when I had a person with us that wasn't as I had Nikki as well, and just managing them. Like, I can be like, all right, you know, if you know it's not that far, you can be like, all right, guys, let's just push on, let's just get there, you know. But if you know, okay, we're only done like 30% of this, let's just keep the pace down, you know, take it easy, and let's just, you know, we've still got a long way ahead of us. So it was good to be able to manage that. Yeah, I found it a real asset. The other thing that happened was we nearly froze the German to death. He did not come prepared. He did not watch my video on what to wear.
You would think after World War II they would have at least been a little bit more prepared when it came to winter weather.
Oh. Actually, Stefan, who's the guy we took, a friend of ours, great guy, but he had a picture of a Domino's that someone had sent him. You know how they have, Domino's have the person's name and like the state of the pizza?
Yeah.
And it said Jew in oven.
Oh.
So yeah, that was a bit, and I was like, why is this funny? And he's like, Jew in oven. I was like, ooh. That's not very sensitive.
Yes.
So yeah. Anyway, enough World War II references. So yeah, so he had cotton clothes, and I gave him some thermals and some fleece to take, some of my old stuff, and I was like, just wear these, and he's like, no, I'll just wear mine. I was like, make sure you take them, just make sure you take them. And so most of this track going in was uphill, so there's about 400 vertical meters in like 2 k's of latitude, not latitude.
That's really steep, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
Horizontal.
Yeah, horizontal, that's the word. So yeah, so we were climbing a lot, and he just sweated and sweated and sweated, and he just wet all his top, you know. So he had a cotton t-shirt, a cotton hoodie, and a cotton jacket, and a scarf on, and a beanie. And when it was starting to get dark at the end of the day, and he was just shivering while he was walking. Like, it didn't rain, and it was one of those sort of super fine cold winter days, and it was just the sweat in his cotton clothes that was keeping him so cold. And he just couldn't. He was just walking along like, and he was just going faster and faster and faster to get there. And poor Nikki was sort of getting a bit worn out because she couldn't keep up with him. But she just goes at her own pace anyway. So he was like powering ahead, and then he was waiting for us, and then powering ahead and waiting for us. And he was just cold as. So at the end, I sort of said to him, I said, look, you need to take your cotton stuff off, put the thermals on. And he's like, no, I'm fine. You could tell he wasn't. And at one stage I just said, look, it's time, you just have to now. I said, we're not going anywhere till you do. And he's like, oh, alright. And he didn't want to take them off because he was so cold. I was like, nah, just do it, you know. So he took them off and he dried himself down so he was dry. Put a short sleeve thermal t-shirt on and my old windproof fleece jacket.
Yep.
And he was fine. So we went from like 2 thick layers of cotton and a t-shirt to a thin thermal and a pretty thin fleece now. Like, it used to be kind of thick, but it's pretty thin now. And he was fine. Perfectly warm, happy, and yeah. So it just shows that wet cotton it's just not good. Like,
there was a video that was posted by TVNZ On Demand or one of the news medias here in New Zealand, where one of the news presenters decided, bugger it, he was going to demonstrate what hypothermia was up in the hills around Wellington.
oh yeah.
And if anyone who's watching from overseas, Wellington is incredibly windy, and if you get up into the hills there, it's probably one of the more dangerous places to go for tramps or walks and things. Because you get wet up there, the wind will just
catch you out.
And it catches people out all the time. And yeah, so he did a video, he climbed in a creek, doing push-ups, exerting himself, and then they had swallowed a temperature probe thing, so they could monitor his core temperature. And it was really interesting to watch. This guy's really fit, and he was doing everything he could to get cold. And yeah, towards the end, you just watched his core temperature just plummet. And you could see his change in cognitive function and thinking that he was fine. He was like, yeah, actually doing alright, I think I'm doing fine. He's like, actually no, your core temperature's dropping. And towards the end, he almost couldn't speak properly. He's like starting to babble and things like that. And so they were able to explain the different stages.
Well, that's one of the signs of hypothermia, is irrational decision making.
Yeah, it happens all the time. Like up in the snow, people will be like walking along and they think the stuff's getting too heavy because it's wet, so they start taking their clothes off. And that's where they find these guys up on mountains with no clothes on, frozen in the snow.
We were reading that in that book about the Appalachian Trail. And there's like people that think you're burning up. They strip all their sleeping bag off and they'll be outside naked, dead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's because you're just not thinking rationally because of the cold.
No. And
So it was very interesting, and so it kind of ties into what you were saying. They also demonstrated the emergency bag as well.
Yeah.
And the thermal properties of that, and about halfway through it, he said, alright, jump on this now. So they had the guy from the Mountain Council and a couple other people there as well. And he climbed inside the bag and he was like, oh, it's so good to be out of that wind. Oh, feeling warmer already.
Yeah.
And it was just a thin piece of material, thin piece of plastic basically, and he was still lying on cold ground, but he was like, yeah, actually I feel a lot better out of the wind.
Yeah. There's something about the cold too, you're saying it's exercising to keep warm. You just eventually yes, exercising keeps you warm, but you just eventually run out of energy. Your body can't burn any more energy to...
Yeah.
And it's not like, having extra weight on or anything helps, because it insulates you a bit, but you can't burn fat that fast, It takes days to burn fat, you can't just call on it, Your body's not like, yeah, let's burn some of this. Just fucking stoke the fire, put more coals on,
No.
And that's why eating and stuff is so important for keeping warm.
And that's one of the recommendations they had, is having some sweet, like a chocolate bar or something like that, because it gives you that instant hit of sugar and glucose, helps you warm up.
And keeping hydrated can help a lot.
Yeah,
even
definitely.
Maybe drinking out of a really cold creek is not a good idea.
Yeah.
if you could warm something up, even
Yeah.
just a lukewarm,
Warm sweet tea.
warm
Was
sweet
another
tea.
suggestion we
like,
had as well.
something that's quite good is like just warm. We call it raro, but what do we call cordial?
Yeah.
Yeah, you know those sachet packets. They're just sugar, flavoured sugar. You throw in water.
Just to eat them as a kid.
But
just
they're
straight
real
in
nice
packet.
when they're hot. Like I don't know, they get extra sweet when they're hot. Like you can just sip away at them. The other thing with hypothermia, while we're talking about it, is not to reheat too fast.
Yes.
So you shouldn't
They did
you
mention
shouldn't
that as
give
well.
someone like a boiling cup of tea to warm them up. You should give them like lukewarm, and then slowly warm them up rather
And
than just crash.
one of the
them up.
worst things apparently is to poke them in front of the fireplace. Like if you get to the hut, load up the fire with wood, poke them in front of the fire. Worst thing you could do.
Yeah.
It's better off just putting them in a sleeping bag in the corner and just let them slowly bring themselves back up to temperature.
Yeah.
Also, they mentioned that you get worse before you get better as well. So don't panic if they start shivering more once they're
And
in
just
bed.
interesting to say, you chuck someone with hypothermia in a sleeping bag.
You jump in with them.
Yeah, because that
Or you
person.
warm it up before they get
Or you
there.
warm it up for them before you get, because that person can't warm a sleeping bag up.
That's a
You
good
know, a
point.
sleeping bag doesn't generate warmth. Neither does clothing. You know, it traps warmth in and it traps the air in, so your body warms it up. So if your body's not giving off heat because you're in hypothermia, you're not going to warm that space up. So you actually need someone else to warm it up, or a hot water bottle or something, or a lukewarm water bottle.
Lukewarm.
Lukewarm. So yeah, so that's the thing.
That's cool.
Yeah. What I was going to say, another point about having a GPS even when you're walking on a track, is we got to a point where there's another track that tees off.
Yep.
And we missed it. We didn't see it where it turned off. But we didn't have to turn off. We were going straight through. And so that was fine. Because it was in the dark. We just couldn't, like walking in the dark you can miss things like a turn off. And it wasn't very well marked. And Nikki and I were saying, I was like, I'm surprised we haven't seen the turn off yet. We should have passed it by now. And she's like, oh, you probably just missed it. And then she was like, but did we take the right one? And I was like, yeah, I'm pretty sure because we're still following this route. She's like, okay. I just it'd be a bit of a pain if we done the wrong one, I was like, I just get the GPS out. I was just like, I'm so not backtracking tonight. I've had enough now. And they got this German like, so I was like, okay, so check on GPS. We had the right one, but it's just that confidence. It was really, really good actually. So yeah.
It is useful.
Yeah, and there you go.
And again, it's not like you got like, if you might have reached a point where you're like, bugger this, we'll make bivvies and we'll just camp here. And then you get up in the morning, sweet, that's more bacon.
Yeah.
Bacon, and you're just like a couple of 100 metres in there.
Well, that's happened plenty of times. People have been very close to things when they just haven't made it back. We did it one night. I had to stay out with a friend of mine. I was pretty young back then, but we had heaps of gear. Like it wasn't like a night out in the bush. We were going into the bush for like 5 or 6 days.
Yeah.
So we had sleeping bags and food and a cooker and stuff, and we didn't get to where we were supposed to be, and we ended up spending the night out. And I think it took us 10 minutes to get to camp the next day. This is a few years ago, so the torches are a lot better now.
Yeah.
So we had, compared to today's torches, they're rubbish, but at the time they were pretty much as good as you could get, and you just couldn't get in and out of the river properly, and it was just getting a nightmare. So yeah, but yeah, we were only 10-15 minutes away from camp. Just walked back, and people had breakfast on for us in the morning, so it's good. You remember that, eh?
Yeah, I was already in there, eh?
Yeah, you're already there. Yeah. So yeah.
Alright, how are we doing for time?
Ask George.
George is in charge.
Quarter of an hour.
Quarter of an hour. Well, that's not bad.
Halfway through.
Yeah. So
Well, considering we only have one more thing to talk about,
I think we're doing all right.
we're doing
So you want to talk about the best place or the busy place? Is that right?
yeah, well, I was going to call it popular places or
Popular.
isolated places.
That's a far fancier way
Yeah,
of saying it.
it sounds better. So I wanted to talk about choosing places to go and why you go there. So I put a few points down to think about, because a lot of people want to go to these places which are really busy, and to my personal preference is to not go. I don't go into the outdoors to associate with 150 other people. I don't mind going to a hut and there being 3 or 4 other people or another group, because generally they're there for the same, very similar reasons to you. I've hardly ever met people that I haven't gotten along with. I've made some friends, but a lot of people you don't become friends with them, but you get on for the weekend, you know. They might not be a person you could get on with all the time, but they're always good enough to get on with for a weekend. So that's fine, but and like doing a track, which is pretty much just a really, really long queue, you know. I mean, if I wanted to stand in line, I wouldn't go travel like 150 kilometers to stand in line for 5 hours, you know, traipsing along. And so, because we had a thought, we sort of threw around the idea of going to Japan, and I wouldn't mind going to Japan.
Oh yeah, there's some good forests.
Yeah, and so I thought, oh, we could climb Mount Fuji. There's magic.
vending machines on the way up there.
There's vending machines. It's just this massive trail of thousands of people climbing this stupid thing. I was like, nah, not even interested. Not going there. Like, that to me is just a nightmare. So I wanted to so I thought about it. Like, I thought, what actually motivates your outdoor experience? Why are you going to do it? Because a lot of the places which are popular are stunning. That's why they're popular. You know, you could argue that they are the better place. You know, and they'd be right there on my list of things to do if no one else was there.
Yep.
And that's what motivates me, maybe not someone else.
It's like the Milford Trek, for example, which is basically completely boardwalked now.
Is it? I don't know.
For the most part, it's just all boardwalked, and
none of us have done a great walk, so
yeah, this is one of those great walks, and it's just everything's boardwalked. You get up to the hut, and it's basically a small. It's not even a hut anymore. It's a large lodge. It's got
showers
and
some people are like, I wouldn't go on a tramp if there wasn't a shower, and I'm like, I don't know.
You can survive 5 days without a shower.
You can, and I don't have a problem with it. And it's okay if everyone else isn't showering. Yeah, but if everyone else around you is not showering, if you're the one person not showering and everyone else is, then problems start to happen. Or someone's come to pick you up after like 4 or 5 days in the bush without showering, and they're just like...
There's been jobs that even I myself was guilty of it back when I was a teenager, where my nickname in the workshop became Pong, because I was young. I think I was 18 and a half or something. I didn't understand.
18 and a half. 18's old enough to stop counting in half years.
Yeah.
I think you stopped counting in half years when you're 5.
Well, I had some major life events happen in that period, so I kind of break it up a little bit. But still, I got the nickname being Pong because I didn't understand what body deodorant was, and it was working in a trade job, like doing fabrication, and you just got. I didn't realise it because you can't smell yourself. But it's the same with, and even now we've got staff members you can't stand next to sometimes. It just gets really bad. But in saying that though, if everyone stinks, you don't smell it because everybody does. So again, you don't need to shower.
You don't really need to shower. But
and I think that's a part of the whole experience. You're going bush.
Yeah.
It's you're getting away from civilization to go, let's go for a hike in the bush. Yay, civilization! Woo! Let's all have showers and sit in the hot tub and look at the pretty vistas. Not quite the experience you're going for.
And something else is about sort of popular places or more isolated places is there's a safety net going somewhere where you know that other people are going to be. Like if you're on one of the great walks and you, I don't know, forget to pack a torch, someone's going to be there for you to borrow one off or something like that.
There'll be enough torchlight around.
And there's backup and all kinds of things, you know. So there's a security with it, and so on one side that's a good thing, but on the other side, not going to the public places and going to somewhere where you're less likely to see people makes you prepare properly and sort of tests you as well, you know. Can you do this? Can you survive by yourself? And everyone can do it. It's just whether you mentally want to, you know. So that's another sort of, I think, big contrast between the two. So I thought about some of the good things about going to the more popular places. And one of them is, this is also the reason why I think people gravitate to the more popular places, is they can talk to other people about having done it.
Yes.
So you go and do something like the Tongariro Crossing, there's so many other people that have done it, and so it's one of the things, like, if people find out you're into the outdoors, they're like, oh, have you done the Tongariro Crossing? And I'm like, no, I don't want to. And they're like, why not? And I'm like, there's too many people.
You know, I think we should do it anyway. I think at some point we'll just do it. Do one of these massive trails. We'll walk in line. We'll have to stand and wait for everybody else to move past.
Oh, and you got to book the hut.
And all that sort of stuff. And just for the experience.
We should. We
would be the most over-prepared. Well, you'll be the most over-prepared person. You sort of arrive and go, right, I've got all my stuff. Oh, I don't actually need to bring stuff.
No, you'll actually find that we're probably the least prepared.
But we've probably been the most prepared with the least amount of gear.
Well,
that's probably it, to be honest.
Yeah.
But, so...
People are like, why did you bring head torches? There's light. The lights come on at 6 o'clock.
Yeah.
You can still see the trail.
I think we'll just take the tent.
Yeah, I think we might. But yeah, so there's also that. So being able to share your experience with someone is, and I understand that. I've taken a few people out, and they've said to me, like a few months later, they'll be talking to me about this trip, and I'll be like, and they'll say, you know what? I can't talk to anyone else about this. You're the only person that understands what went on in that trip. You know, no one else. They just can't. And Nikki finds it hard because she's like, can't talk to anyone about these places that we go because I don't know anyone else that's been. So that's an advantage of going somewhere where we've talked about safety and numbers, which is good. You know, like, so if you're starting out, a more popular place is probably better for you. But yeah, that's not my thing. The other stuff I had was well-marked routes. They are normally harder to get lost. Some of them are quite difficult. You know, don't underestimate them because they're popular. Some of them are actually aren't easy. And the last one I had was, it's a more social thing. So you could, you know, the chances of talking to someone and meeting someone you like and become friends with or something is high because there's more people. You know, it's just it's a numbers game, you know. You meet more people, you might make more friends, you know. Unless you're an asshole. And then it just doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
That's why I've got no friends. So that's why I thought that's the advantages of blah 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 blah. That's the advantages of going to the more popular places. So the reasons I put down for going to the more isolated places, it's easier to organise. Because you don't have to book a hut, you don't have to do anything, you get some hut tickets, you walk in, some huts, hope it's not full, but...
It's quite common on public weekends.
Sometimes, yeah, public holidays and stuff, but, yeah, but it's just easy, you just turn up and you go.
I guess with some of those, even if it is a bit busy there, it's still going to be a lot quieter than some of the more... Yeah, again, the busy places are going to be really busy on.
But we're like...
We're talking the busiest place, like we go, that Waihaha.
Yeah.
22 people was the busiest I've been there.
Yeah.
Which should be quiet for
one of the big huts, yeah.
But
don't forget, like, these places, because they're not used as much, the huts are smaller.
Yeah.
You know, you're not going to get an 80 bunk hut that 5 people max ever visit at one time, you know.
So the hut at Waihaha, how many?
10.
10. So you get 22 people trying to crowd into a 10.
There was 8 of us on the deck and there was quite a few people in the tents.
Yeah, but if you go there on a long weekend, you normally chuck a mattress in or something.
Yeah, always do. Yeah.
Or maybe a tent. Yeah. But I don't mind sleeping on the deck, so...
And if it was a blisteringly cold midwinter, I'm pretty sure that you'd all bunk into the hut somehow if you had to.
Yeah,
and it'd be sardine packed.
Yeah.
It'd be warm.
Yeah, and people are really normally pretty easy about it all. Yeah. So but you don't have to book. You don't have to. Yeah, don't do much. If you're camping in a tent and stuff, you just find where you're camping and camp there. It's really easy. You're more self-reliant, and I've put that as an advantage, but you know, people may look at that as a disadvantage. If you're a beginner and you're new, you are isolated. But if you're wanting to to test that and say, look, can I do this by myself, or can our team, our little group that we're going with, can we do this together without anyone else?
I guess it would be better to, and it's much easier nowadays with the internet and forums and whatnot, is that you can actually go, okay, I want to give this a walk a go. I'm not feeling 100% confident. You can probably jump online and say, hey, is someone going up? Don't mind if I tag along. Just I can do it myself, but I just for the confidence.
You can do that.
You know, just to
Or someone who's done it before.
Yeah. Also,
yeah, exactly.
I know here in New Zealand, I don't go overseas, but I know here in New Zealand, our Department of Conservation website has enough information. You can get enough of, like, yeah, sometimes it's a bit patchy, but I mean, we're talking tracked routes still. You know, we're not talking no track in the middle of nowhere. We're talking still tracked, marked walks with huts and stuff. They're just not as popular, you know. So yeah, being self-reliant on them and doing it yourself isn't hard. Like, anyone can do it, really. So I also put know people you don't like. You tend to get less assholes. The people that tend to go to these places, they're there for a good time. They're there to get away from things, and they tend to be in that mindset as well. So that they're normally relaxed, and you just don't tend to get the people you don't like. Well, people at least I don't like.
So rather than getting a group of people and you're sort of like, hey, we're getting up to this really nice vista. Oh, great! Now we have to stand in line while everyone takes their selfies.
Yeah. Well, we take a lot of selfies,
but you don't get that as much on
no,
the trails that you're going on.
You don't. I've never had it. I've never had to queue. Sometimes someone will be in front of you and they'll just let you pass. But there's not like 30 of them. You know, there's normally, and the groups that go to these places generally aren't as big. Sometimes you get a mass of people that have got together and to do this, like a tramping club or something, but I don't often run into that. 5 or 6 is normally the biggest you ever get, so yeah, and more wild. Wild's good. I like wild. Wild thing. Yeah, so that's sort of a bit about it. What are your thoughts, George?
Yeah, pretty much agree with that.
Oh, I know you don't like going anywhere with these heaps of people.
No, just get away from it. And
Oh,
most of the time, I do go for hunting. I don't really ever go tramping, and but even it's just nice to get away from it all. And
yeah, please. Personally, I find the quieter places to be better. Like if I go to like I went down to Hooker Falls recently with a friend, well down to Taupo, and we went into and had a look at. We were like, oh, we should go see Hooker Falls. I said, actually, there's this other track that's like connects up to it. Why don't we just go for a walk around that one for an hour or so? And it was quieter. We were able to have a conversation. There weren't busloads of people there or anything like that. And it was actually quite nice.
Yep.
Quite pleasant. There was a little hot pools off to the side.
Hooker Falls is rubbish though, isn't it?
It is. It's just a lot of water going through a gap.
It's not even like tall or anything. It's just a whole bunch of water.
I have some friends who do kayaking just up the river from where Hooker Falls is, and a few of them actually shoot over it. And we've camped at the campsite just up there with a group of people, my uncles involved with Outward Bound,
Yep.
and a whole lot of his mates went up there and they were camping for about a week. We went and stayed up there and they were just mucking around on kayaks all weekend. And I learned how to do an Eskimo roll and all that sort of stuff.
Oh, nice. That does sound good. But yeah, like I just don't rate Hooker Falls, eh? Like,
nah.
Or I'd never been, and we stopped in on the way back from being in the bush, and I was like, we're gonna stop here, and we're gonna go and see it. And there was just like there was a million people there, and we had the dog, so I had to get the dog out in a lead. He's just because he loves people, so he's just like pets, just annoys everyone. So that was a bit of a mission. And then we went and saw it, and I was just like,
Awakiri.
Is this it?
Awakiri, just up the road from there.
Yeah.
And you go there when they're doing the big water release, and that's far more exciting than Hooker Falls.
All right. Oh, when the dam's open.
Yeah, because they do it 3 times a day. They open up and let the water
Oh, okay.
through. So I think it's 10, 2 and 4 or something like that.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I like the waterfall like the next person, but they got to have some height to them, and random things.
It's awesome because open the big gates, all the water comes flooding through, and then 15 minutes later they close again, and it's all just rocky, and you just get that whole, wow, that's awesome.
Yeah, that big rush of water, because I mean, a lot of weight and momentum and energy in water, eh?
Oh yeah, and Poker Falls does have all that momentum and weight, but it's still just a big volume of water. It's actually kind of boring.
Yeah, it is. But anyway, we're done.
We're done.
We're done.
Thank you for watching. Do we have social media yet? Probably not.
We do. We do.
We do?
We do.
Have you put the links there though?
No, I haven't, but we will.
You need to put the links there.
We will. We will.
You do. Okay, so that's everything from George, Nathan and me. Until next time, have fun.
Yay.
Done.
Cool.
You turn it off.
Yeah.
Let's have some more tea.